that Fred?
Yep.
That's a lot of smiling, young lady. I know that smile.
The smiling was the same amount of smiling as Pete rhymes with feet.
Who are you texting, Kim? Does his name rhyme with feet?
Hi, YouTube. Culty, episode 3 of the Kardashians dropped. And I have to tell you, it was a personal favorite. First and foremost, we hear about Fred, okay? We get the little lip licking Kim, the texting Kim. Over lunch, she shared with Scott that like her friends introduced her to someone that he meets all the criteria, but they're calling him Fred because she doesn't want to share it right now.
So I'm not even gonna ask you who. So let's call this guy Fred.
Drop dead Fred.
Drop dead Fred. All right, so let's go with Freddie. Does he meet the standards?
Oh, so meets the standards.
Scott and Kim were just talking about how hard it is for specifically Kim to go on first dates because if they go out, the, paparazzi, the media, it's all over everywhere.
Well, it's just hard because what do those first dates look like?
For you, I can't imagine.
Behind doors.
You can't go run around.
Can't go out.
Indoors, you probably feel like Pretty Woman.
It's kind of awkward.
No?
Yeah. No,
like a guy rolls up to your door and you're like, hello,
or
I'm
hurry,
Kim.
get in. Hurry. So no one in the hallway sees
right,
you.
like you're...
So Scott was like, how do you do it? Kim was saying that she has a method to the madness. It's to go to these secret members only spots.
What's so funny is my friends wanted me to meet someone. So we go to New
Recently?
York. Yeah. We go to New York and we go to
Beep. Wait, hold on. In New York, it's called beep. In New York, it's called Zero Bond.
That's like my spot because there's a private room downstairs.
I know the spot.
Doesn't matter. But then on the internet, it was like Kim reconnects with Pete at this place, like at.
Was he there?
No. But it was the place that I would go and have like my secret dinners with Pete. He's probably like,
oh, I know what time it is.
I know what she's
doing.
It's crazy. It's like we're getting all this Fred talk. When Kim Kardashian was at that restaurant and it was supposedly Pete's, who was Fred? Like, who was the man that was at this restaurant that Kim's friends wanted them to see?
I need more.
Well, you know the internet is going to run with Tom Brady because they were supposedly on a date or at least in communication with the K.
He's not. I can't. There are things that I filter out, and I've seen those reports, obviously, and I'm like, it's just not it. So in this conversation, Kim brings up Cher. Obviously, she loves Cher, as we know.
Are you dying for Cher and AE?
Absolute. Maybe she's just secure or has the lights off.
And Kim really threw me for a loop because she was like, I have the lights off, like me, Kim.
I pretty much have the lights off now.
What? You're a lights off kind of girl. Is that true?
Kind of. Yeah, it's so weird. But then I can like walk out of a photo shoot with like 100 people working on set. I can walk out like in a thong. But if it's like you're there with me, I'm like, wait, don't look at me. Turn the lights off.
I was like, wait, you, Kim? You who was naked all the time?
She covered her body and I was like, she disappeared. She's that small. I'm like, where'd you go, Kim?
No, she was like this and you're like, Kim, where are you? Let's talk about Khloe Colt because, as per usual, my heart goes out for her. Whenever this was filmed 3,000 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. She wasn't looking too happy. She is not, totally bonded with the baby yet. She keeps on bringing it up, which is so brave of her.
I love him and I love kids, but it definitely, I still don't have that complete bond. But, so many people say it takes time.
It does.
She just doesn't seem well, and I really hope that she processed it all. But, Kris comes over and Kris talks about Tristan and is he trying to get back?
How's everything going with Tristan?
Well, no, Tristan and I, that's like, we always get along great. Like, him and I have a great friendship relationship. We get along fine. And for my kids, I will put anything to the side.
Yeah.
What's done is done. So what would I still be holding on to something for? And I don't need to punish him because I'm not getting back with him.
And Khloe basically says, it's not happening. I set very clear boundaries. He's a great dad. I let him do all the dad stuff, but like nothing else.
And if I'm not here, like when I'm not around,
so great.
he's here, and I would rather like him be here than a nanny. I mean, there's still boundaries. Like, I'm definitely put my foot down around a lot of things. Like, no one's just here chilling if there's no kids involved.
She's not trying to like have that like friendship like she did in previous seasons. Now it's like, she's like, no, I need for him to know this ain't gonna happen. If I watch movies with him, he's gonna get the wrong vibe.
Like, it's always about the kids.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. But we're not just hanging out by ourselves or like watching TV. Like, no.
I keep it very short and sweet, and I make sure he knows it's all about the kids, because it's so easy to fall back into, hey, let's watch a game or this or that. Like, I can't let those old habits just easily come into my life.
So it's strictly parenting. She seems to be very adamant about that. But I feel like Khloe really shuts it down in this conversation. I feel like she was shutting it down for Kris, but also for the cameras to capture it once and for all, and for us to shut the up. Like, no, I'm not with him. No, I'm not getting back together with him. She used a Kourtney word.
Boundaries.
Anything about parenting, yes. Anything besides that, hell's to the no.
I've gotten back with him after a cheating scandal. So I don't know if Tristan is under the impression, oh, wow, okay, let's just ride this out and eventually she'll get back with me. I get why he would think that. So it's my job to set boundaries that my actions show otherwise.
She can't make the situation any worse. Like, she's already been through enough. Like, what's she gonna do? Keep, like, hounding him for the rest of his life? Like,
yeah.
If Khloe Kardashian can let it go, I think we need to let it go.
Oh, okay, Colt.
Just kidding. I'm not letting it go, but I am appreciative of Khloe Kardashian owning her situation and not keeping things private.
Again, this was one of my favorite episodes. Scott and Kim hanging out again. Scott came over, which is like so funny. It's now probably like his schedule is like freaking booked with filming. It's like, get him in the scene, get him in this scene, get him in this scene. So he came over. Kim and North were hanging out. North was going to do some special effects makeup.
Well, what I think is like so comical is that Northwest is in the room with Kim and Scott. And Scott's over here asking Kim some heavy questions, having a really deep conversation in front of Northwest.
So what would your dream day be if nobody knew who you were? Dude, have you ever been like really down? Like depressed?
No, I think like death was brought up. Like all this heavy was brought up, and I was like, Scott, are you okay? Like, North is literally there.
Then Kim goes into the topic of her dad.
See, what's so crazy is when my dad died, I remember like automatically being like, okay, I'm gonna speak at the funeral.
And then Northwest is like, and just farts.
We have to figure it out. I'm like,
oh, what? The sound of the police? Whoop, whoop. You better check your pants, kid.
That is so...
There's definitely a little dingleberry cop popping off. I liked it. By the way, it smells delicious.
Could you imagine being shushed by Northwest?
To fart so that her fart gets like center stage. And then we got in to my favorite prank. I think that it's like #1 right now.
Let's say you're my new art teacher.
Yes. Okay, let's say I'm your new art teacher.
What's her name?
Annika.
Annika, which like North, show you how creative she is, that she came up with Annika, the art teacher. And, you know, even the security in her house didn't know that it was her.
Annika, the security's here to meet you.
This is the new art teacher, Annika. She'll be around. Just wanted you to know her.
Hello.
I'm Andrew American, just security for the house.
Okay.
I get to know if you really want me to meet you.
Yeah,
Hi.
Annika, she'll be around. Just don't.
Very good.
Yeah. Kim just picked her off the street.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, we love her. She's just a bit weird.
Nice to meet you.
Tricked you! That's actually my mom.
Oh my.
It was just genius. And shy, being afraid.
Hello, little girl. I'm Annika. What's your name?
Do you like art?
You want to do an art class with me? What's your name? Do you like art?
When Scott FaceTimed Kris and was like, this is my new girl.
This girl I've been seeing for a while, Annika.
Hi, Annika.
No, she's not. She's fine. Say hi. Say hi. Whatever. Anyway.
Okay. Don't put pressure on anybody.
No, I wouldn't. She's fine. She kind of looks like Kim and Kylie a little. Look.
Wow.
That is how good Northwest is at prosthetics. The fact that Shai didn't even know who her own mother was, the nanny didn't even know. And the fact that security, the person protecting Kim Kardashian, was not able to clock that it was Kim. It's like, she might need to hire new security.
So what'd you guys think of episode 3? Let us know in the comments below.
And make sure to check out all of our past recaps in case you missed them.
And don't forget to subscribe.